Naomi Osaka moment if, for those who watched the US Open and how starstruck she was playing Serena. There's John Chambers, and earlier Al Gore was here. Jerry Brown was here, so I'm like, whew, this is stressful. All right, my name is Ibrahim Khoury. I'm with Alight Solutions, and I'm the magic man. I think if I press this, it will move forward. A little bit about Alight Solutions. You probably haven't heard about us before because we've just recently changed our name. We've been known in the past as Hewitt Associates and then Aon, and we recently got bought by Blackstone Group, so we're part of that private equity group. And we're in the benefit outsourcing business. We take care of employees and their families, helping them get the benefits that they need for every situation they have, whether it's health, retirement, HR. So we've been in business for over 25 years, over 1,400 clients across the globe. We handle over 450 million interactions with people and their families every year, and we serve over 19 million people. So quite a big scale from that perspective. In terms of the health side of the business, which is kind of the focus of the use case today, our biggest enrollment event's called Annual Enrollment. It's coming up very soon. Over 10.8 million people are under our systems and our plans that we manage. Over $100 billion in premiums, 1.8 million reimbursement accounts. Our digital guiding principles, really all about simple, personal, and connected. Are we able to deliver simple solutions and tools for employees to use? Are they personal enough? And are they connected across the omni-channel that they engage in? So those are our kind of guiding principles. So as I mentioned, annual enrollment is coming up, October, starting sometime in October. We will see almost 80% of our traffic hit our systems, everything from call centers to websites to chat channels, etc. We will handle over 1.4 million phone calls in our call centers in a short period of 2 to 3 months, sometimes more. As I mentioned, over 10 million participants, not including their family, spouses, etc. We administer over 12,000 health plan designs and hundreds of clients. For those participants who are eligible to enroll online, almost 90% of them enroll with us either through the web or the mobile site. Our sweet spot as a business is complex, big companies. And because of that, every customer-client experience is very much customized. And what that means in terms of our business is it's quite challenging because when you're trying to introduce solutions and capabilities, you have to really accommodate every client environment in a different way. So it makes it quite challenging to get one tool, one solution, and to deploy it over 600 clients in a standard way. So we have to accommodate multiple user experiences, multiple websites, multiple services behind the scenes. And during enrollment, the fact of the business is that employees, just like you probably know, you don't really look at your benefits 12 months of the year. Your company tells you that, hey, your open enrollment window is in the next 2 weeks, and it just comes upon you that it's crunch time, it's very stressful, there's things that you haven't heard about before, new plans, new medical coverage, new pharmacies, and you're trying to make the best decision for yourself and your family. And with all the work that you have, it really feels like a lot of stress on employees. Just so you know, right, so we sell to organizations. We're a B2B2C, right? So we sell into organizations, but we really deliver and we serve their employees. So we interact directly with their employees. And on top of all of that, they have to navigate complex benefit choices and a lot of industry terminologies that they're really not familiar with. And we've seen this across the board, whether you're a shipping delivery driver with a high school degree or you're a pharmacist with a PhD. A lot of the terminologies of the industry are very, very complex, and they challenge everyone. So here you are again, 2 weeks to make a decision, new plan changes, and you have a lot of questions on your mind, and you don't know where to go with them. You know, things from what's a savings account, what's an FSA, what's a tobacco cessation program, you know, how do I remove dependents on my plan? All of this comes at you in a very short period of time, and that's why, you know, we feel it in our call centers. We feel it through our chat channels. It's a lot of stress and complexity. And again, in the past, we've been handling whether it's simple questions, high volume, low value questions, or whether they're complex questions through our kind of key channels, which is the call center and our web chat channel, which you know, people get to through online. Again, it puts a lot of pressure on our call center operators because they're having to answer simple terminology questions. At the same time, they have to deal with things like, you know, kicking off retirement for someone or helping them through complex medical choices. And we know that if you came online as a consumer, your expectation is to get your problem solved online. We know consumers are disappointed if they come online and they can't find the information. Now you're forcing them to jump to another channel, such as a phone call or a different channel. And 95% of them really today prefer to self-serve and be in a digital channel. But if they go there, they're not expecting to pick up the phone and sit on the phone waiting for 30 minutes before someone can help them out. So our challenge as an organization is how do we live along the lines of our guiding principles and deliver simple, personal, connected experiences online. Introducing Lisa. I'll introduce you to Lisa. Audio? It's not that fancy anyways. Do it again. If I had a guitar, I could play the music, but that's fine. Just absorb the images. Yes. All right. Excellent. Okay, very good. So this was Lisa, our latest and greatest chatbot. This is Lisa on our website, as you just saw. And today, Lisa can handle the high volume low value but also complex benefit questions with multiple intents, spelling errors, and abbreviations. And what you see there on the screen is actual employee question that came through. And if I read it very quickly, it says, "Hello, my 23-year-old son just graduated from college. Currently, he is on my health insurance plan. When he gains employment with insurance in the next few months, am I obligated to remove him from my plan? Can I keep him until the EOY end of year?" Our chatbot is able to understand that this question is really in reference to an ability to add or remove a dependent, and when can you add or remove a dependent to the plan, and provide them not only with an answer but also navigation to where on their page they can handle their information. And again, I tell everyone, we did not anticipate this question. We did not program this question. This is really the hard work of a year worth of refinement and machine learning working behind the scenes to make this capability possible. So we partnered with Verint last year, April 2017, to launch our Lisa capability that sits on almost 220 client sites and help address benefit questions and answer in as complete as possible all the questions that they have. I'll be honest with you, is that we've been down this journey with Verint since 2014. To a lot of the conversations that you heard today about enterprise and innovation, I can tell you that our industry is probably one of the most challenging to introduce new innovation. While we demonstrated early on the capability, efficacy of something like the chatbot, benefit departments who always believe that things have to be 100% correct, and you can't go with any tool or solution that is not 100% correct, were very difficult to crack in terms of introducing this kind of capability, especially when you told them that a chatbot isn't going to be 100% always accurate. But in April of 2017, we had a bold kind of decision as an organization with our COO behind us and said, turn it on for everyone. We will all learn, they will learn, and we will move forward. And since the last year, again, we've seen a lot of positive results from the tool. Continuously learning. We have weekly refinement sessions with the subject matter experts, and together with machine learning, we're seeing Lisa become smarter and smarter. She keeps users engaged, keeps them in their channel of choice, and delivers, most importantly, critical user insights to help not only inform us of how do we enhance and improve Lisa on a day-to-day basis, but also telling our clients, what are employees asking, what questions, what are they struggling with in the month of January or in the month of March. And those insights not only help them improve the chatbot, but it helps them improve the overall experience. It helps them improve their marketing material that goes out. And at the same time, we know that Lisa is not going to be able to answer every question. Humans are humans. They're going to ask things that are quite complex for us to have already built in the model. But there's also things we don't want Lisa handling. We deal with sometimes situations that are very human, very difficult. Death at work, death in the family. Retirement is one of those. If you're going through a retirement process, and so we want you to speak to an agent. We want to save those high-value, low-volume questions to an agent. So we built behind the scenes a very sophisticated escalation model, and allows Lisa to know when a question is being asked whether or not it's something that she wants to handle. She could potentially understand the intent, but recognize that it's not for her to handle and would hand you over to the right escalation channel. A lot of times, if you ask Lisa questions on the weekends, it's not going to escalate you to the call center, or it's not going to tell you we'll call you back because it knows that the call center is closed right now, but instead it's going to offer you an ability to schedule an appointment for Monday so we can call you on Monday. And again, when I talk about having 600 clients, every client has different time zones, different operating hours, and so we have to understand all of those kind of variances behind the scenes. So she is smart across all of these clients. Over the last 12 months, we've had over 2.5 million interactions with Lisa around HR and benefit questions, representing over 1 million users in the last 12 months. We've seen reduction in our web chat channel by as much as 67%. Last year, in October, I started to get calls from our web chat operations telling me, what is going on? We are not getting the volume we are anticipating. We have all these people sitting in the call center not answering phones. Is the system down? And I look at Lisa and I'm like, no, it's not. It's firing up on the chatbot. And we can see it really lighting up the volumes and the numbers. And we were able this year to accommodate those changes in the call center volumes into our planning and hire less agents for the web chat channel. So a lot of impressive reduction there for the web chat channel. Lisa last year had almost an 80% ability to understand questions and benefits. Today we're about 86.5%. We've seen it as high as 92, 93% in certain cases, but we're continually improving, and that's our goal, is to continue to enhance the natural language engine here, so it's able to understand more and more capabilities. Knowing very well, and again, when we talk about setting expectations with our clients, I tell them very clearly, this will never be 100%. Because again, humans will ask questions that we will never be able to understand from a machine perspective, and that's okay. That's why we will continue to support an escalation model and routing those questions to the right channels. So what are our lessons learned? I think one of the biggest lessons learned that I've struggled with internally with our organization, and I think I see a lot of out there in the industry, is really the overhype of machine learning. Truly, machine learning works best when you have people and process working together. And the results are some of those statements that you saw as an example, people asking questions with multiple intents, multiple spelling errors, abbreviations, and our tool, Lisa, able to understand that. The hype that machine learning is somehow a machine sitting there, a server that's handling every question coming in and humans don't have to do anything is, as far as my experience, a fallacy. That's still ways away. On a weekly basis, we have refinement meetings with subject matter experts. We identify opportunities within the chatbot, whether to create new intent areas, whether to enhance our current responses, whether to enhance the natural language engine, and we build those. And this is why we're seeing, again, the improvement over and over again. We're looking at adding more breadth to our content because of this process. The other big learning is analytics are critical to telling the story and telling the success story, because there's a lot of skepticism around whether the chatbot is really working. And when you put the numbers in front of our clients and they can actually see the verbatims and understand that, yes, it is helping them, it is answering questions, it truly makes it real for them. And that's critical. But more importantly is, how else do you improve from this data? How else do you learn? How else do you enhance your overall user experience? I heard it a little bit about the consumer space and how to test for different flavors of food, et cetera, when the consumers tell you. Same thing happens with us. I've got clients coming and telling me, oh, I want you to build an intent unit around bereavement or something. And I look at my million-some questions and say, no one's ever asked a question. Why should I put it out there if no one's asking it? Let's focus on what people are asking, and let's put those intent areas there. And if we get 100 questions around bereavement, of course we will put it out there. So let the data tell you what to do. And that kind of goes to my third point, which is it's not about the content we think is relevant. It's really about what the consumers tell us is relevant. And if time to market is important to you, pick the right partner. If you learned golf the way I did, which is think I'm really good and I'm going to just go every day and hit the driving range, and then you go to play with your friends and all you're doing is hitting the grass further than the ball, someone will tell you, you know what, stop, go get a coach, spend a year with them, and over time decide what you want to practice on your own. And my message here is almost the same. It's not about the algorithms and it's not about the technology being out there. Yeah, you can download it for free, but you need the partner who has the experts, the analysts to guide you and tell you how to design and develop a complete comprehensive system that works from capturing the question to understanding it and delivering the right answer. And that is critical. And we've been down this journey with Verint for a few years, and because we see the results, our partnership continues to grow. Over time, you can decide, what you want to take internally. In this case, we're starting to train analysts with some of the AI tools, so we can do our own analysis and not always depend on on Verint for a lot of the work. But at the same time, that's at our own pace, and we'll grow with it over time. And be patient with AI. Again, I think the hype sometimes overtakes it. I always get the leadership in our company and our CEOs, and they say, "Oh, so and so competitor are doing so much more," and you uncover it, and all you see is a lot of hype and a lot of overhyped expectations. So you got to really calm them down. Be patient. We're getting there. We still have all of our other channels. Consumers need time to get used to, machines handling their questions, especially benefits, right, and health. These are the closest things to your heart, your family, your kids, their health. We want to be very careful with it, but at the same time, we can't say we'll wait till it's 100%. We have to innovate. We have to drive innovation. So what's next? These positive results are continually pushing us in the right direction. So we'll continue to enhance our depth and breadth of the content. We're going to make it more and more personalized. So when you ask a question, it's about you more, your balances, your benefits, your plans. We're extending into new social channels. So we're releasing 2 Alexa skills coming this October 1st for 2 of our biggest clients. So that their employees can ask about their HSA balances and their enrollment dates and everything from the comfort of their kitchen or their living room. So we're very excited about that. We're starting to integrate with some third-party platforms that also introduce chatbots. So chatbot within chatbot interaction is really where we're going, and there'll be some announcements in the month of October around that. And then how do we front some of the behind-the-scene RPA work that we are doing, where Lisa becomes now the tool that provides, captures the input around your PTO, policy. So if you want to take a paid time off, Lisa can take all the information needed to submit that to the RPA system, process your request, and give you the approval to take time off. So a lot of exciting stuff. We continue to invest and grow in this space, and again, it's wonderful being out here and speaking to everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, we have time for a question.
Hi, thank you. So I'd be curious about your journey to the 75% and 86% success rate. Can you talk about how much time it took you to get to 75%, where you started, how many intents you sort of had to go through to get to 75, and maybe even the difference between 75 and 86% in terms of, how much you had to grow the system?
Obviously, what helps us move quickly is scale. In this space with, 1 million some users, that gives us a lot of natural language to work with and to help build our algorithms in a much faster, speed than a company that's maybe doing 10,000. And 10,000 spread across, let's say we have in health about 365 intent areas. With 1 million, that's a lot more rich natural language. So the speed can get, we can move fairly quickly around that. In annual enrollment topics, our numbers actually are a lot better than the 86%. They're more in the 90%, but when you throw on, health savings account and other areas, it's a little bit less. So in April of 2017 is when we kind of went broad. We were in the kind of 75% range, but very quickly, we were on, two refinement cycles per week, and now we're on a 1 refinement cycle per week, and so we keep knocking this number, higher and higher.
Hi. What is a time frame or kind of an estimated time frame it took you to ingest all this information from each one of these companies to get it launched? And is this customizable? Is everything housed on your site, or is it on premise? How does this?
So we have two models. We have a generic model that addresses almost 220 clients. And we have some elements of customization behind the scene, even at the generic level, where if an employee asks a question about certain balances, it knows who that employee is and delivers the information. While most of the intent areas are delivering generic answers, however, it also provides specific customized navigation to where those detailed information are on their website. So if someone says, what medical plan do I have? If I can't tell them what plan they have, I link them to exactly the medical health page to get all that detail. On the other side, we have a fully custom model that we deploy for our bigger clients. And that custom model, every intent area is provided with responses that are customized to that site and customized to that client with their policies and all their specific details. So while we have a core model, we're moving it toward customization, becoming more and more custom at a core model. And the custom model is really, again, designed around the big clients where the size can justify the work that has to go into a custom solution.
Okay. So is Verint supplying the actual customer all the analytics, the reporting, or are you supplying all that information? So
all the analytics and the details come through the Verint system, and then we have two ways. We pipe that into our Tableau tool, so we can filter the data by client and provide the clients with the analytics. Verint has a similar system too, so we have kind of two ways to get to that. We're transitioning more toward the internal system, the Tableau system, where we can tabulate on a client-by-client basis intents and IDKs and everything that we need. Okay. But it is coming from the Verint system effectively.
Okay, so say a company has their own analytics and they want to do their own analytics, can they just have your platform and not have the Verint analytics, or is it a combination of
we're
all?
Getting the raw files from them, and we're routing it to our Tableau analytics tool. So we're handling the analytics through our own system, correct?
Okay. All right, thanks.
That's okay.
Did I get to it?
Hello, my name is Shai. Great presentation, really enjoyed it. I think a big question people have about this stuff, about chatbots, is are they at the point where they're replacing agent work and potentially allowing companies to have fewer agents? I think that's a question that's really top of mind. And I find that a lot of times in these kinds of presentations, when you get to the results, and I saw your results slides, and you say, well, we handled 2 million interactions or whatever the number was. But it's possible that all of those interactions would have been self-serve in some other way, right? I mean, if someone goes to the chatbot and says, when is the enrollment period, that might have been a question that they had just would have gone to the FAQ page. It might not have been an agent-type question. So, and then you wrote, I'm trying to remember how you wrote it. I think you said we were able to hire fewer agents next year.
Mm-hmm. This year, yes.
So can you say specifically that because of this project, you need fewer agents? Is that something you have a very definitive conclusion about that?
Because of this project, we have fewer web chat agents. Lisa is connected to the web chat channel as an escalation model. So you can't get to a web chat agent without starting with Lisa first. And based on the results of last year and the reduction in chats that get routed to the web chat agents, that was taken into account for headcount planning this year. And we do have less web chat agents this year. As far as the call volume, we've seen correlation that every client that had Lisa had less call volumes than the prior year. The vote is still not there, so we have not reduced our call center call center folks this year based on that. We're waiting for another year of data to get more comfortable with it and see if there's that correlation again. But from a web chat channel, we're 100% confident that it did reduce the traffic. Now, the other reason why maybe it wouldn't have gone to an FAQ is because most of the time we capture what we call web jumpers. Our pages, as nicely designed as they are, and as much as we put a consumer experience into them, the fact that you're coming here and within 2 weeks you're trying to make very difficult decisions, force people to call the call center almost always because it's hard for them to find the information. It's not an Amazon page where they're going to it every day and buying things, being comfortable with it. Our biggest problem is people forget their password because the last time they used the password was the prior year. So we're trying to get you to be as comfortable with the site and the terminologies and the questions using the site, and we almost find that going to Lisa is the quickest way for them to ask the question. And we reduce that web jumper traffic, meaning people who are on the website hanging up and calling us because we can track that.
Great. Thanks. I think we're going to move on to the next session, but thanks, Ibrahim.
Thank you.